and rebuke him as soon as I sense him. I bind and rebuke him as soon as I sense him. Stop it, my Shiaka carpenter, so he building defenses. Got it, demons we don't play with them. Guess we sitting on benches. Copy, devils gotta move or remove. See, we don't give them options. Holy Spirit come in the booth. This spirit energize me. Riches in the kingdom can't lose. We making big deposits. We pinning into the truth. Your life you live it properly. And this day you snooze and you lose. You can't forget about the most I watching all that we do. I pray we please the Abba, breath of life in all of us too. Can't even breathe without him, and this near is right at the door. I see the keys unlocking, leaving everything without meaning. They better read Colossians. One of my flaws was acceptance, I didn't realize it. Gotta stay true to my essence, even if people watching. Jezebel be after my seed, I need to read Elijah. Devil trying to offer my needs, but I don't need his options. Fall in love with things of this world, what should I start? Listen, bypass vanity, triple, can't have my heart, get it? Triple bypass, hard, I'm complex with the lyrics. Either way, don't give in the thought. No Honda, keep it civic. Guarantee we shine in the dark. Who I gon' flick the switches? Try to block your flesh when it talk. Why would you over listen? Understand and know what it costs. The devil's so persistent. Players sell they soul just a ball. That brings me so expensive. I'm not speaking drugs when I talk. I speak of low dimensions. If you cannot see that you lost, then you got low intentions. Romans nailed his feet on the cross. Why would I go against them? Demonic forces at large. And I'm so over with his hands in my eyes. I can't let my demons win. Devil on my shoulder, trying hard to be my friend. Holy Spirit in me, I don't need them kind of friends. Obedience is in me, tell me where should I begin? Father, tell me move, I don't ask him where or when. Reading Job 38, he talking all that whirlwind. This is demon warfare, I'm about to get the murking. I keep stones in my bag, and I'm about to hurl them. Yeah, okay. Slice a demon chest, watch his head fall. Hey, right beside my ankles playing kickball. Hey, let the kingdom rain like a waterfall. Then right after this, I'ma do an altar call, okay? Slice a demon chest, watch his head fall. Hey, right beside my ankles playing kickball. Hey, let the kingdom rain like a waterfall. Then right after this, I'ma do an altar call, okay? Okay. Okay. Yeah, okay, yeah. What's up? Hey. Hey, yo.
All right, you guys, thank you for joining us for today's Soul Essence Empowerment Journey. I am grateful to have you guys here with me for day 35, all right? We are on day 35 of this Soul Essence Empowerment Journey, and we are going to go ahead and get started as well as proceed with our presentation for today. But of course, you guys know we're going to open up with a prayer of gratitude to Abba Yahuwah. Abba Yahuwah, I am grateful for all that you are and all that you do. Abba Yahuwah, I am grateful for this new day. Abba Yahuwah, I am grateful for the opportunity to come together in unity and love, that we may receive a word that will be helpful and beneficial to our lives. Abba Yahuwah, I am grateful that what we receive in this workshop, the information that comes forth, is in encouraging us to stay vigilant about being a better version of ourselves today than we were yesterday, about making forward progress and getting our lives in the best possible manifestation of life, and getting ourselves together and getting in divine alignment with you, Abba. I am grateful for each and every person who attends the workshops. I am grateful, Abba Yahuwah, for the opportunity to present the information. Abba Yahuwah, let the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart and mind be acceptable in thy sight. Yahuwah, you are my strength. Yahuwah, you are my salvation. Abba Yahuwah, you are my redeemer. And I am grateful, Abba Yahuwah, for all that you are and all that you do, all that you have provided each new day of life that we get to experience, Abba Yahuwah, each new opportunity to make right anything that we got wrong on yesterday. I am grateful for this present moment, Abba. May we each be receptive to the information that we receive as it pertains to us and what you've commissioned us to do here in the earth realm and what you need us to do each and every day. Abba, Yahuwah, I give you praise, glory, and honor, for you are my salvation. So be it, so it is, so it shall be. All right, you guys. So as stated, we are on day 35 of this Soul Essence Empowerment journey. This is our journey to greater mental, emotional, and spiritual health. The Soul Essence Empowerment journey is brought to you by Images, where we are imparting motivation, achieving goals, and expecting success each and every day. Day 35's characteristic for today is all about morality. And you guys know that we have a characteristic and a theme each day. We are on day 35. That's right, you guys. That means that we have 5 more days, which we start on next week. And it will be, once we complete out next week, it will be the workshop will cycle back to the beginning for all of the new participants. You guys who have just came in somewhere after day 1, then just know that you just keep staying in and you will get the repeat of the days that you missed. Okay, if you just stay diligent and stay proactive about registering and being online, you guys will absolutely get the rest of the information, so don't worry. All right, this course cycles over to the beginning every 40 days. This is a 40-day course, and on that 41st day we start back at day 1. Okay, so our characteristic for today is morality. Now, with this process, what we are doing is letting go of anything that is no longer serving our highest and greatest good as it pertains to our actions, characteristics, habits, flaws, all of that, right? We are becoming divinely empowered and we are getting in divine alignment with Abba Yahuwah so that we are able to maximize our potential and be our most authentic self. So we get 1 characteristic a day and 1 theme a day, and we begin on that day implementing that theme and that characteristic that we've received in our lives. All right. We are all taking part in this workshop so that we can proactively do things that are going to benefit our lives in a positive manner. All right. So morality is the characteristic for day 35, and willing is the theme for day 35. Now, before we get into the characteristic, you guys know that I always strive to help you connect the dots between the theme and the characteristics. So we're going to start with talking a little bit about this willing theme, willingness, or willing as a theme, so that you can better understand how it correlates to our characteristic for today. I'm going to start with a quote by Abraham Lincoln, which says, "I am not bound to win, but I am bound to be true. I am not bound to succeed, but I am bound to live up to what light I have." Again, that is a quote by Abraham Lincoln. I am not bound to win, but I am bound to be true. I am not bound to succeed, but I am bound to live up to what light I have. All right. In 1940s, there was a newspaper headline about a story of an undersized, knobby-kneed horse by the name of Seabiscuit, who had become a champion of hope during the Great Depression. Now, early in Seabiscuit's little life, he was known for sleeping and eating for long periods of time and was even the butt of all the stable jokes, right? Well, eventually, the owners sold the horse, thinking that it had no great potential at all. But a wise handler took the castaway and was able to slowly draw out the strength of the body and the unbeatable spirit within little Seabiscuit. Seabiscuit, the same horse that most people judged as ordinary at best, went on to win the Horse of the Year and became horse racing's all-time leading money winner. The Saturday Evening Post attributed it to the fact that Seabiscuit came from nothing on his own courage and will to win. Now, what you do in this life is a direct proportion to your courage and your ability to set your eyes on a goal and head towards it. Unlike crossing the finish line first in the horse race, winning, or being successful as a disciple of Hamashiach is a great deal more difficult to define, right? Yahusha provided his own mission statement. If you look at John 6, 38 through 39, make sure you guys are looking it up for yourselves. I am going to read the one that I have, but look it up for yourselves, all right? So Yahusha provided his own mission statement. And Yahusha said, I came down from the Shamayim, or heaven, not to follow my own whim, but to accomplish the will of the one who sent me. This, in a nutshell, is that will, that everything handed over to me by the Abba, or by the Father, be completed, not a single detail missed. And at the wrap up of time, I have everything and everyone put together, upright and whole. I'm going to run through that again, but we're going to look at it, all right? Because we know that Yahusha HaMashiach, whom a lot of people follow, and we understand that in these courses, when I'm praying, it is the same person who sent Yahusha that I follow, all right? So I pray to the same Abba that Yahusha was praying to. Needless to say, we understand that Yahusha was extremely willing to do the will of the one who sent him, which was Abba, Yahuwah, correct? We know this by now, all right? And when you think about what we just said, Yahusha's mission, he said, I came down from the Shamayim, or heaven. Shamayim, when I say Shamayim, that's heaven, all right? So Yahusha said, when I came down from the Shamayim, not to follow my own whim, but to accomplish the will of the one who sent me. This, in a nutshell, is that will, that everything handed over to me by the Abba, or Father, be completed, not a single detail missed. And at the wrap up of time, because we know that time only exists on this earth realm, all right? In the spiritual realm, there is no time. The unseen realm doesn't deal in time. That's something that was put here on the earth realm, okay? But it says, and at the wrap up of time, I have everything and everyone put together, upright and whole, all right? Upright and whole. It doesn't say broken. It doesn't say half fixed. It says everyone and everything will be put together, upright and whole. So we all know that Yahusha came and accomplished what he set out to do here on the earth realm as being the word of Abba Yahuwah sent forth. We know that the word of Yahuwah does not return to him void, but accomplishes everything that is sent to do. And Yahusha, as the living word of Abba Yahuwah, right, came and did everything that he was supposed to do. So we are upright and we are whole. But what society will try to do is tell us that we are broken. What circumstances and situations that happen to us will try to make us believe is that we are broken. But because of Yahusha HaMashiach, we are all upright and we are whole. Okay, that is already done. Now, being willing is about opening yourself up to whatever the Most High Yah has in store for you. It means to run headlong into your destiny, totally abandoned to something that you can't see with your natural eyes. So you must trust in the one who sent you and the one who can get you there. That's faith. Knowing, we're going to step aside from the word believe. We know that Abba Yahuwah will accomplish what he sent what Yahuwah's word is sent to do. We know that Abba Yahuwah will accomplish what he required for us to do. All of this is Abba Yahuwah working through us, and it will all be accomplished. This we know already, okay? But what we have to understand is that now we have to take action. And we have to make sure that we are running headlong to our destiny, abandoning everything else and having faith in that which we can't see with our natural eyes, but we know that Abba Yahuwah can get us there. That is the key that is found in Yahusha's personal mission that I mentioned before. Yahusha was charged with the task of seeing that we become upright and whole. And Yahusha promised not to miss a detail. That is what Yahusha came to do in our lives. It, however, does require for us to will it. right? So we have to, number one, understand what was really going on, what the good news actually meant. The good news of the fact that the kingdom of the Shamayim in heaven was inside of us. The good news of the fact that the Most High Yahuwah is inside of us. The good news of the fact that we are the Most High Yahuwah's light personified. The good news of the fact of who we are and whose we are. That's great news, right? So once we have the good news, then we understand that Yahusha came to accomplish something that was accomplished. And at the time that it was accomplished, Yahusha then was able to ascend, not only while he was on the earth realm, obviously he was an ascended master, but once he completed what he came to do, it was time for him to no longer be on the earth realm in his body, but for us to be his body here, actively doing the will of Abba Yahuwah and the kingdom of the Most High, right? Okay, so this we know. Now, just as that is what Yahuwah was meant to do and Yahuwah was willing to do it, we also have to be willing to allow it all to work through us. In this success-driven society, we sometimes find ourselves in it's pretty odd to think that the bottom line might not be what we expect it is. Success might not look like what we think it does, because society has its own version of success, and then there's true success. It's not that success isn't part of the Most High Yahuwah's will for our lives. It's that success is a byproduct of what the Most High Yah wills for each of us, okay? Success is like a perk. It's a byproduct, okay? We could not possibly think above and beyond or really gather in its fullness of what Abba Yahuwah wants for us. Our dreams would be too small to conceive it and see it the way the Most High Yah does, okay? What we can control and make happen doesn't come close to what the Most High Yahuwah has in mind. This true success requires that we each be willing to let go as we let the Most High Yah work out his will through each of us, okay? In the RSFB, it's a Spiritual Formation Bible, Eugene Peterson wrote, "The mystery is not the mystery of darkness that must be dispelled, but the mystery of light that may be entered. The Most High Yah and his operations cannot be reduced to what we are capable of explaining and then reproducing. It takes considerable humility to embrace this mystery, for in the presence of mystery, we are not in a position to control anything, predict outcomes, manage people, or pose authorities." Also, the Apostle Paul is held up as a giant of faith, following Yahusha all over this known world, facing all types of hardships and eventually laying down his own life, right? But even Paul knew that he played only a part in the great story that the Most High Yah is still writing today and utilizing us. Paul set his will to the will of the Father and never looked back, trusting that it wasn't all up to him, knowing that only the Most High Yah knew the destiny of every believer. He said in Acts 20, as he left his work unfinished by worldly standards, that it wasn't unfinished by the Most High Yah standards, okay? So go with me to Acts 20, 27 through 28, as well as verse 32. And Paul stated, "I've done my best for you, given you my all, held back nothing of the Most High Yah's will for you. Now it's up to you. Now I am turning you over to the Most High Yah, our marvelous mighty one, whose gracious word can make you into what he wants you to be and give you everything you could possibly need." Again, that's Acts 20, verses 27 through 28 and 32. There's a quote by John Ruskin that states, "The highest reward for a man's toil is not what he gets for it, but what he becomes by it. All right, you guys. So now, as we take that willingness and we connect it to what is required as far as our characteristic of morality, we can look at Galatians chapter 5, 19 through 21. All right. So it's obvious what kind of life develops out of trying to get your own way all the time. A stinking accumulation of mental and emotional garbage, frenzied and joyless grabs for happiness, paranoid loneliness, cutthroat competition, all consuming yet never satisfied wants, a brutal temper, and impotence to love or be loved. Divided homes divided homes as well as divided lives, small-minded and lopsided pursuits, the vicious habits of depersonalizing everyone into a rival, uncontrolled and uncontrollable addictions. So this is what happens when we are trying to get our own way. But if we look at Galatians chapter 5, 19 through 21, and I am going to pull it up. Let's see which version I'm going to look up. I'm going to do the NLT version right now, okay, you guys? Actually, we're going to look at the Authorized King James Version. And let me get it up on the screen for you guys. All right. So Galatians 5, 19 through 21 says, now the works of the flesh are manifest, which are these: adultery, fornication, uncleanness, lasciviousness, idolatry, witchcraft, hatred, variance, emulations, wrath, strife, heresies, envies, murders, drunkenness, revelings, and such like, of the which I tell you before, as I have told you in the past, that they which do these things shall not inherit the kingdom of the Most High Yahuwah. I'm going to also look it up in the Amplified. You guys remember I told y'all that if you're just now starting to read it, the Amplified will break it down just a little bit more to you, for you, so that you can get a better understanding. But I would suggest multiple versions. The only one that I can't pull up right now is the Sefer. I definitely recommend the Sefer as well as the Hallelujah Scriptures and some others, but that's neither here nor there. All right, so Galatians 5, 19 through 21, the Amplified Bible says, now the practices of the sinful nature are clearly evident. They are sexual immorality, impurity, sensuality, total irresponsibility, lack of self-control, idolatry, sorcery, hostility, strife, jealousy, fits of anger, disputes, dissensions, factions that promote heresies, envy, drunkenness, riotous behavior, and other things like these. I warn you beforehand, just as I did previously, that those who practice such things will not inherit the kingdom of the Most High Yahuwah. All right. So when we look at morality, we know that this week we've been talking about the power of doing. What we do can be as toxic to our souls as what we think or say. Our actions have as much power to pollute or purify as our thoughts and words. This is the foundation of the Most High Yahuwah Elohim's chosen fast that we see in Isaiah 58, verses 6 through 7. And I took this from the NLT, all right? And Yahuwah Elohim states that this is a kind of fasting that I want. Free those who are wrongly imprisoned. Lighten the burden of those who work for you. Let the oppressed go free, and remove the chains that bind people. Share your food with the hungry, and give shelter to the homeless. Give clothes to those who need them, and do not hide from the relatives who need your help. Morality simply means virtuous conduct, behavior or qualities judged to be good. And I did my air quotes with good, you guys. Based on a set of principles distinguishing between right and wrong or good and bad behavior. It's doing things Yahuwah Elohim's way. Now we back up because Yahuwah already told us what his way was, right? Again, free those who are wrongly imprisoned. And it's Isaiah 58, 6-7. Free those who are wrongly imprisoned. Lighten the burden of those who work for you. Let the oppressed go free. Remove the chains that bind people. Share your food with the hungry and give shelter to the homeless. Give clothes to those who need help, and do not hide from the relatives who need your help. All right. Now we're also told that of the two greatest commandments, that we are to love the Most High Yahuwah with all of our heart, our soul, and our mind, right? And put nothing or no one else above Yahuwah. We got that. And then the second one was to love our neighbor as ourselves. Okay. So when it comes to this virtuous conduct, any behaviors or qualities judged to be good based on a set of principles distinguishing between right and wrong or good or bad behavior, where are you on the morality scale? Where would you place yourself? Think about that for a second, because we're going to come back to some questions, you guys. All right. Morality is drawing the line in the sand and saying that this is far enough and no further. Morality is a serious thing. Barry Maguire said, and I quote, "And there was a real shedding of the old dogma, like the boundaries of morality were being broken down and everybody was into the new party mode, which destroyed thousands of us." All right. Now, like I said earlier, it's really odd to think that the bottom line might not be what we expect it to be as far as success is concerned. Success might not look like what we think it does. But at the end of the day, morality boils down to a life and death issue. We cannot afford to sit on the wall of indifference and expect society to change all by itself. We talked about change before. I tell you guys each and every time, the effective way of making change is that each of us be the change that we wish to see. The whole purpose of this Soul Essence Empowerment Workshop is so that we, the people attending the workshop, right, can change ourselves, or do things necessary for us to become a better version of ourselves today than we were the day before. As we begin to make positive changes in our lives, the people around us will look and see us as an example. We are not running out here trying to force people to change, and what they supposed to be doing and what they're not supposed to doing is not what you're called to be doing. So anytime I see people doing that, they'll take that righteous judgment and turn it into some other type of judgment that they weren't even called to make, that they don't even have the authority or the power to be making. So we don't want to fall into those lines. We don't want to be like the Pharisees or any of those people. We want to make sure that we are doing the will of the Most High Yah in all areas of our lives, okay? And as we begin to each change for the better for ourselves and be an example reflecting the glory of Abba Yahuwah to everyone, then they'll begin to catch on if they're meant to. If they're not meant to, there's a separation, there's a division. But the scripture talks about how Yahusha was coming to divide people up, right? Everybody's waiting for Yahusha to come back, but Yahusha is coming to divide. So that, I don't know. That's why I say people should probably read the scriptures a little more so that they can see what really happens. But needless to say, you guys, I'm going to keep going with the class because I'll get off on a tangent in a minute. We all know that. All right. So as with beautiful art, the lines of morality must be deliberately drawn. Now, here is our final point for today. Abba Yahuwah's chosen fast is a call to do what is right. It is a call to do justly and to love kindness and mercy. All right. Micah 6:8, the Amplified Version. Make sure you guys write that down and go research it. Study that one yourself. It's a call to honor the Most High Yahuwah Elohim by living ethical and moral lives. Now, when we find ourselves having difficulty directing our energies wisely, we must check to make sure that we're doing whatever we do the Most High Yah's way. Are we doing it Yahuwah Elohim's way as opposed to our own way, right? We have to make sure that we're doing the will of Abba, all right? Learning to harness the power of holiness by doing things the Most High Yah's way, by developing strong moral character, will bring us true success and freedom. All right. After posing this question to the Galatians, what happens when we live the Most High Yahuwah's way? Paul gave the answer, and we can look in Galatians 5:22 through 23. Paul, and I quote, said that the Most High Yahuwah brings gifts into our lives, much the same way that the fruit appears in an orchard. Things like affection for others, exuberance about life, and serenity. Most importantly, Paul also said, we develop a willingness to stick with things, which develops in us a sense of compassion and a conviction that a basic holiness permeates things and people. Not only that, but Paul adds, we find ourselves involved in loyal commitments, not needing to force our way in life, able to marshal and direct our energies wisely. Now, I hear everybody wondering about loyalty. Who's loyal to them? Who ain't loyal to them? They crossed this out. Who crossed that out? Whatever. What happens when we live Yahuwah's way? We get that loyalty from the people around us like we were looking for, because we know that our neighbor will also be those who love the Most High Abba Yahuwah. It's not often that you find yourself stuck slam in the middle of the enemy's camp or the adversary's camp and all of your neighbors are adversaries. People tend to stay in a community, right? And that community is going to be other like-minded believers, your soul tribe, whatever you want to call it, your destiny helpers, your people that are also from the nation of Yasharal, your people who are also Abba Yahuwah's other children. As you begin to put yourself on the correct frequency, you will understand, and see that you will attract like-minded people. Now, obviously, we know that adversaries are a part of the story, so they'll come. So don't think that just because you have an adversary or an enemy around that you attracted them based off of something that you guys shared in common. What you attract, they were attracted to your life, okay? And that's why they come. But again, that's another story all the way too. All right. So let's just make sure that we are doing things the Most High Yahuwah's way so that we can achieve that success that we're all looking for. Now, action steps for journaling. You guys know that this is where you take a screenshot if you do not have the workbooks. All right. If you don't have a workbook, take the screenshot of this so that you can complete your essay assignment. The essay assignment, again, for your journaling assignment is an essay. It is a one-page essay assignment. No spaces, please. Well, single spaced. No double spaced papers if you type them up. If you handwrite them, that is fine. Make sure that I can read it. Make sure it's legible. Take a picture of it and attach it as a file to the email. If you decide to type it up, remember, single spaced, and attach it to an email as well. And you send that email to imagesgso@gmail.com. You guys know where you turn in all written assignments. It would go to that email. All right. If you don't have the workbook and you would like one, for those of you who are part of this program, it's only an additional $10. If you don't have the workbook, that's fine. You can still do your assignment, especially if you need the credit for attending the workshop. You have to turn this in order to get credit. So like I said, take a screenshot or buy a workbook. Needless to say, your action steps for journaling today. The first action step. Are you having difficulty directing your energies wisely? Check to make sure you're doing whatever you do the Most High Yahuwah's way and not your own way. All right. Step number 2, I want you to stop for a minute and reflect on Galatians 19 and 21. You guys know that we read that about the practices of the sinful nature. Go look it up because I didn't supply it on here, but definitely go look it up. Needless to say, we're going to look back at that first paragraph that we talked about where it says it's obvious what kind of life develops out of trying to get your own way all of the time. A stinking accumulation of mental and emotional garbage, frenzied and joyless grabs for happiness, paranoid loneliness, cutthroat competition, all-consuming yet never satisfied wants, a brutal temper, and impotence to love or be loved, divided homes, divided lives, small-minded and lopsided pursuits, the vicious habit of depersonalizing everyone into a rival, uncontrolled and uncontrollable addictions. We know that we don't want any of these, But if we are in any area dealing with any of these things, then we're reflecting on Psalms 5, 19, and 21. We're reflecting on our actions. We're reflecting on our thought pattern. We're writing down what we get. And because that is the problem, we're also posing a solution to correct that, okay? Are there any of the indicators that are listed here, the things that happen in your life, things that you realize? Because that's when you know that you are doing things your own way. So the purpose for this particular exercise is, number one, so that we can be accountable for our actions. Number two, so that we can get ourselves back in divine alignment with the Most High Yah and do things the way the Most High Yah has designed them to be done. All right. We're realizing what the issues are, and then we're solving them, right? Because we are problem solvers. Okay. Now, the final scripture today is going to come again from Galatians 5:22 through 22 through 23. We find ourselves involved in loyal commitments, not needing to force our way in life, able to marshal and direct our energies wisely. Okay. All right. Now, thank you for joining us for day 35 of the Soul Essence Empowerment Journey. Contact Images if you need to via text or phone call at 336-528-4833. If you are on social media, like, subscribe, share, interact with us on our pages. It's at Images GSO on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. If you need to send us any written correspondence, which is going to include all of your written assignments for not only this workshop, but any other programs that you guys are participating in where you have to have the credit documentation, send all your written correspondence as well as any other written correspondence that you may have to imagesgso@gmail.com. If you want to find out more about Images, what our program provide, services that we offer, who we are as a ministry, and how you can get involved, as well as any other events and services that we provide, then go to our website at imagesempowerment.org. That's imagesempowerment.org. All of that is conveniently listed here on the screen for you to see. You guys, again, I thank you. Thank you guys for being willing participants in the workshops. I am grateful that you guys work diligently to strive and be the best version of you that is possible. It is with it's no small feat correcting ourselves and doing better. It's no small feat letting go of negative habits. It's no small feat of being accountable for our actions. So I am very grateful that you guys participate. I am grateful for those of you who come each and every session. We do have a couple of people who have taken this session more than one time. I am grateful for you guys and all of the help that you give to the ministry. We are going to go ahead and close out in prayer so that you guys know that the first 30 minutes of the workshop is for the presentation. The second 30 minutes is for you to do your journaling assignments. All right. So Abba Yahuwah, I am grateful that you brought us together today in unity and love. Abba Yahuwah, as we separate from this workshop, Yahuwah, continue to divinely guide and divinely protect us and our loved ones. So be it, so it is, so it shall be. You guys have a great rest of your day. I know a lot of you guys are traveling out. Have fun. Stay safe. All right. Stay safe. Return home to your family safely. Enjoy the rest of your day.